Hi, my name is Alan from URA Property. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. In today's video, I'm going to talk about URA Property Price Index or PPI for short. Sorry folks, today's topic will be very technical and dry. It's all about data and numbers. So I will go straight to the point. As we all know, we always refer to URA PPI to get a sense of the market through their statistics. I mean, it has always been a close reference for most consumers to get a sense of the market on the ground. However, in the past years, I realized that the PPI may not be a reflection of what is actually happening on the ground. That is why sometimes I get pretty puzzled. Nevertheless, I will dissect the PPI and see how can it be further improved upon. In addition, please stay until the end of this video because I have a bonus tips for you. URA Private Property PPI reflect the broad price trend in Singapore private residential market. Do you know the first revision to the PPI methodology traced back to 2000? Then, the PPI was further revised back in 2015 to take into account of the greater variation in the unit size and age of private housing developments. As mentioned in this article, it stated that the revision was to account for the greater diversity in unit size and age. For example, more shoebox units since the last index revision. The current model include taking into consideration the tenure, completion status, property type, and location. In addition, the size and age of the property and its proximity to MRT station are added in 2015. URA further added that there is a change in methodology from stratification method to stratified hedonic regression method. Seriously, don't ask me why is this. I recall I learned them during my uni days, but I think I've left them all behind with my lecturers. Anyway, I'm a very practical person. Let me dissect URA PPI with the data on the ground, just to give you a better understanding. Here, let me take reference with URA PPI from the first to third quarter of 2023. In this table, it stated that for all residential prices from second quarter to third quarter 2023, the index has increased by an overall of 0.8%. If we look further into the numbers, the data is split into two. It comprises both landed property and non-landed property. For today's discussion, I will only focus on non-landed property, which is mainly apartments and condominiums. From the first quarter to second quarter 2023, the PPI for non-landed declined by 0.6%. Subsequently, from the second quarter to third quarter 2023, the PPI for non-landed increased by 2.2%. These figures are extracted from the difference between each quarter of the PPI. How URA derived the exact PPI? Seriously, I don't know. We can only take reference from the regression method that they have used. For today's study, I decided to compare these numbers using HPROP data. Let me compare them on a quarterly basis. I've selected all apartments and condominiums transactions for all districts, all tenure, and all ages for our comparison. The results are pretty astonishing. From the first quarter to second quarter 2023, the data from HPROP increased by 3.9%. Then from second quarter to third quarter 2023, the data declined to 5.4%. This is a significant difference from URA data. Hence, I decided to break up HPROP data into new sales, all sales, and resale transactions. This is to see if there are any difference between the various segments. Interestingly, these are the numbers. For new sales in second quarter 2023, the increase was 6.3%. This is followed by a decline of 14.5% in the third quarter. For the resale segment, prices declined by 0.1% in the second quarter, followed by another 0.7% decline in the third quarter. Overall, prices for all sales increased by 3.9% in second quarter, followed by a decline of 5.4% in the third quarter. In this way, I believe you can see a clear picture how different segments are performing, rather than lumping them as non-landed altogether. However, the data from HPROP don't seem to tally with URA PPI. Most likely, I think I calculated it wrongly. Don't take me too seriously, okay? After all, I'm only a property agent doing boliao YouTube. Anyway, let me finish my comparison and compare them on a yearly basis. This will give us a better gauge of the market due to short-term fluctuation. For the next set of data, I'll be comparing them on a yearly basis. Let me zoom into URA PPI first from 2019 to 2023. I have painstakingly extracted them from URA website. All these are public information. I've attached all the links in the description below. You are more than welcome to explore them by yourself. Here, I will use 2019 as a base point as this is a year before COVID. The PPI for non-landed increased by 2.5% in 2020. This is the very same year COVID strike. How come prices still increase? Never mind. We will come back to this later. The PPI increased by 9.8% in 2021, 8.1% in 2022, and lastly 4.2% by end of third quarter 2023. Here, let me break up age prop data into new sales, all sales, and resale transaction all again. Firstly, let us look into new sales first. New sales declined by 0.7% in 2020 due to a lack of new launch in the COVID year. In fact, developers back then are trying to clear stock for those launches in early years from 2018 to 2019. For those that bought those remaining units through Zoom, all of you confirm what now? Subsequently, new sales prices increased from 10.2% in 2021 to 11% in 2022 and 10.5% till third quarter 2023. When developers outbid others for land costs go up, construction costs go up, and a pent-up demand after COVID all lead to higher prices. As we all know, the rest is history. Let us return to resale prices in 2020. Prices declined by 3.7%. This makes sense to me. If you can all remember, resale owners are motivated to sell lower due to news reporting that COVID will cripple the economy and lead to job losses and so on. There are fear-mongering in the market. Sellers are more flexible in their pricing. Some property analysts even predict that property price will crash with a looming recession that is even worse than SARS. Bad news coupled with restriction to view houses lead to a decline in prices in 2020. Subsequently, resale prices start to pick up from 3.9%, 8.2% and 7.6% between 2021 to third quarter 2023. In the last row, we have the overall sales figures for the respective years. And if we compare them against URA non-landed PPI, there are still a significant difference between the two sets of data. What I can assume is that the new sales data may have distorted the overall URA PPI. As we all know, the gain achieved by new homes has outperformed the resale market in recent years. Lastly, let me paint a broader picture and compare them from 2019 to 2023. Back in 2019, new homes are selling an average of 1766 PSF. In 2023, these figures has jumped to 2367 PSF. This means new home prices has increased a stunning 34%. On the other hand, resale prices back in 2019 was hovering around 1344 PSF. In 2023, prices averaged 1565 PSF or the 16.4% increment during the same period. What does these two sets of numbers mean to you? Does it mean new sales outperform resale market? Yes, indeed this is true. As a property buyer and property seller, how will this affect you? Out of curiosity, let me compare the difference between new sales and resale in recent years. Interestingly, the difference between them is 31% in 2019. These figures continue to increase from 35% in 2020, 44% in 2021, 47% in 2022, and lastly 51% in 2023. What will be the figure come 2024? I'm very sure it will continue to go higher with record-breaking land bids as mentioned in my earlier video. To sum up, don't get me wrong, I still believe in URA data as they have full access to all transactions in Singapore. However, I think there are room for improvement. The last revision was in 2015 when they take into account the widespread of shoebox units. This time round, I think it is the new home market that may distort the overall PPI. It will be good that URA can further break down the PPI like what I have shared so that consumer can make informed decisions. Here, I have come to the end of this video. It's not easy to do this video while researching into URA data. Appreciate if you can help me to smash the like button and subscribe to this channel for all my hard work. Thank you and see you soon.